Let's start up our topic this week. Let's get off and running and get everybody.
It's our topic this week is daily productive activities.
Oh, I want to come out of the gate and go right to Bobby because I already know that he is fired up about daily productive activities. He probably has the most concise list you'll ever see in your life. It's like going to the supermarket with him. He has everything written down on what he's going to do and the whole deal. Go ahead, Bobby, you're up.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just copy a link here. So this is something that I just went into real quickly into ChatGPT, and I said, if I was a listing agent, what are the top 50 activities or so that I could be doing daily to generate business? And so I'll drop that into the chat in a minute, but for what I want to talk about is actually something totally different. It's on the same subject, of course, but I'm gonna give you guys maybe 7 or 8 things. I want to simplify it, dumb it down. This is the bare minimum that you should be doing every single day to get you to where you want to go. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to have consistency in your schedule. And the way to have consistency in your schedule is time blocking. So you got to sit down and you got to figure out, okay, what are all the tasks I need to do every single week, and then plug those into a schedule where you do time blocking. So you wake up, first thing you should be doing, you go to the gym. Why? Because there's people at the gym. Go to the gym and talk to people, have fun, be a good person, share equipment, whatever. It's a good place to go meet people, and it's good for your body. You always feel good when you leave the gym. Make sure you're spending every single day energy towards creating content for your YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever one you want to really blow up. Every single day, spend some time working on your lead funnels as well. And the reason why you want to do this is it's reoccurring. This is something that you put in every single day. You're going to get back later. Okay. Same thing goes for you calling to your database and asking for referrals. So those 3 activities really are going to give you that reoccurring activity or reoccurring lead flow that you need. Another one is take people to lunch. Okay. Every single day, drink, lunch, or coffee. If you do that every single day and you are intentional and you talk about selling real estate, what's going on right now? Right now I'm talking about my new Zillow program with everybody. I'm like, hey, did you hear about this? This is a great program. It's showcase listings, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting everybody in my network to know about it so that they think about me when they have that referral opportunity. The other 2 big ones, listing appointments and buyer appointments. These are all activities that are going to lead towards business. Another one is connecting others. So think about people in your life that whatever type of business they're in, maybe somebody else that is a complementing business that they could make money together. Get those 2 people connected, because then you'll have 2 people that will feel like they're indebted to you. They owe you something. And so when they think about, or when they hear somebody thinking about selling or buying, you're going to get that referral. And then the other big one is every single day, comment, DM people on social media. If you're doing that every single day, you're going to show up in their algorithm and they're going to appreciate the attention that you give them. So if you're not friends with all of your clients, and make sure you are, because that's an important part of this business. So notice that was pretty easy. Like, to me, if I go through this day, I feel good. I'm having fun. Now, you want to throw in some door knocking, you want to throw in some other stuff in there, great. But at least start off with something like this, where you can just every single day put the big rocks in. You're feeling good. You've worked out. You had some lunch. So it's pretty easy. So that's what I got for you today. And I'm going to drop in this other stuff, which is kind of a snoozer. But, again, this is the stuff that, in my opinion, will create you a better life, more consistency, and then you'll have the business coming to you instead of you chasing it. That's it.
I think that's great stuff, Bobby. I mean, it's always about consistency and having a plan and executing it and showing up. I mean, that's really the foundation of the whole thing. Let's go over to my brother from another mother out there in Philly. He's eating cheesesteaks. He's hitting the golf ball. He's getting people to join EXP. He's helping people 10x their production. Craig Lurch, the legend. Tell me what's happening. Let's talk about this and really break it down for people, productive activities that they have to do each day to really affect their production and making money in real estate.
We all get distracted, and there's the challenge. We follow the sparkling little things that go around like, oh, that's fun, that's easier, that's this. The challenge is we do that because doing those things are easy. Being successful is not easy. It's hard. It is part of the struggle. The journey is part of the struggle. So for us to say you're not going to have pain, you're not going to get agitated, you're not going to have ups and downs, it's a lie. It's the consistency that does it, of the distractions that pull you away from what you should be doing in the process that hurts us. So Bobby hit it right on the mark. Get a routine, put it in there, put it in your calendar, and live and die by it. If you were having dinner with your family, would you stop having dinner with your family on a birthday because somebody wanted to run out and do something stupid, one of your friends, not a buyer or seller, let's just say? No. So when you're doing dollar productivity, looking for business, that's what you should be doing. No other interruptions. Have it in there, start it, and finish it on time. Put a clock on, put a timer on, whatever it may be. Do it with a peer partner. And there's plenty of people in here who do it on a peer partner on a Zoom call. I'm going to talk about specific things right now. I'm blessed. I'm actually in the Rockstar Challenge. If you've seen some of that stuff going on, that deals with daily productive activities. You have to put points in. My point system is I put in between 140 and 175 points a day, 5 days a week, in which I've got to do. You should be doing at least 30 to 50 points a day. I'm going to put this in here, but the point system easy. They broke it down to a system that's so easy. It's like playing Monopoly. You get 1 point for every phone you dial, 5 points for every new conversation you have, 10 points for every appointment you set, 3 points for handwritten notes. I may have covered this before, but if you ring a phone at somebody, they answer, you have a conversation, you send them a handwritten note, you just got 9 points. And your goal is to have 50 a day. You start doing that consistently 5 days a week, you will see your business do the hockey stick. In the process, when I'm sending these handwritten notes, and my goal is to send at least 5 handwritten notes a day. I went out and bought the dollar scratch-offs, and I'm also adding that in there saying, hey, by the way, just want to wish you some luck. So we're trying to make it fun. We're having a reasonable conversation. I'm playing a Monopoly game. Everybody in my organization is playing the Monopoly game. I just put it in down below. It's in a DP, what do you call it? A file. Hopefully you can open it. It's in the JPEG, in the chat. But everybody in my organization, I'm texting them all day long. What are your DPAs? What are your DPAs? What are your DPAs? So we're having a little contest among everybody around me, not just on my team, because I don't have a team. It's just me. I refer my stuff to people in my organization instead, but making and building points. You want to know what to do? Do these things and it will work. And it becomes fun. Get a peer partner and start posting it and beating each other up if you don't do it. And then put a penalty. We put a penalty. And by the way, it's 151 days to New Year's, everybody. Set a goal in which you want to achieve it. Write 2 checks. One to the person you love the most and you want to give a gift to, and the person or the thing and the object that you hate the most. Seems like everybody's picking politics. I don't care what party. Everybody's picking one or the other. It doesn't matter. So you got to write a check out for $1,000 to either one. You're either going to make enough money or you're going to lose enough money. But how hard is it going to piss you off sending money when you didn't make it to somebody you hate? And how easy is it going to be to give money when you made it? So those are the 2 choices. Do the routines to write a check to the ones you hate or the ones that you love. Do what I just posted. Get a peer partner and have fun doing it. It's that simple. And set it into a routine of when you do it daily, of what you do every hour, on the hour, throughout the day. And don't let anybody interrupt you.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. I like the point system, and it's really important to stay on task, on your schedule. Don't get ADHD and look over this way or do this. Do it religiously. It's like going to church, right? You have to show up. and to do it, to get to the next level, or to believe in a higher interest, right? I think that's really, really important. Let's shoot over to Cam. Look at, he's itchy. He's off the road. He's been all over the place. Cam Smith, Southern Florida. Let me know what's happening.
Man, so I want to say that I think everybody's feeling, obviously, market slowdown. Everybody that's in the trenches knows that it just feels like it's slowing down a little bit. And, you know, I think everybody wants a golden nugget, right? Everybody wants one thing they can do. And there is no one simple thing you can do. It's consistency. I think Bobby said that, Craig. Everybody's going to preach this. You know, I used to think when the market slowed down or got tougher, you just had to work harder, work longer, you know, put in more hours. I think you still do, right? I think you got to work harder. But I think if you are really refining the time you work, you can work harder, but not longer, if that makes sense. You know, everybody here is preaching having a schedule, having, you know, accountability, having stuff that, you know, you're following along what you're doing. You have to have that. And, you know, if you don't have a team, or you don't have a, like Craig was saying, a peer group that you kind of, you know, work with, or work, you know, amongst, that you guys can kind of energize yourself. I've never had that. I've always been a kind of, I wanted to keep my own accountability, you know, very self-accountable. So, you know, I've obviously always preached, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's just a list here. I have this on the website. This is just a template. I've shared this many times. You can print this out for free. Absolutely awesome to have something that you can track what you're doing. And then, of course, the night before, have everything that your priorities, the things you want to do, all of that written out beforehand. That's very important. Now, this has gotten me by for years, you guys, absolutely for years. But what I have found, obviously, is people want something that they can look back upon. And with these daily schedules, after I'm done with them, I just toss them. You know, I get my day done, I have one for the next day, and then this one's out. Well, I have found a lot of agents want to look back on it. That's why we created our daily journal. And I know you probably can't see this on the on this phone here on the webcam, but this daily journal is just like that, you guys. You know, what are you doing? Your daily planner, so forth and so forth. And man, people that are following this are killing it, you guys. It's a basic workbook. It's up on Amazon. I know we have the link up on Amazon, but it's just an accountability tool that you can use every single day to jot down what you need to do, what you've done, and then be able to hold yourself accountable when, you know, maybe this week you've not had all the follow-up you've done, not had everything that you want to be doing. You know, you didn't hit the numbers you want to have. It has all of that outlined. So that was a big thing we've done. Obviously, all of our daily productive activities are getting our contacts, right? It's going to be either you're touching people by video text, which I do a ton of right now. That's the number one thing I can recommend all of my agents to be doing. Video text saying, hey, just wanted to follow up with you. Hope you guys are doing well. Always thinking about you. If you need me for anything, I'm always here. Huge, you guys. Now, obviously, you need to get your setup so that you have something that looks good, that you can do a lot of them. Obviously, most of us here have, you know, nice backdrops. If you don't have that, take a little bit of time and fix that up so you can do that. But if you're not comfortable doing video text, do your calls, make your contacts, get out there, do your letters. You have to be doing the money-making activities, which are typically all of your outbound, you know, prospecting. Now, Bobby, I loved what you said earlier, man. Getting all of your social media stuff done early, huge. You got to get that stuff posted. That's what we call inbound prospecting. That works, you know, wonders. I just checked one of our accounts this morning. We had 47,000 views on a video yesterday. I didn't even know about it until all of a sudden I started getting these messages that ding, you got a new lead. Ding, you got a new lead. And I went, uh-oh, what's going on? Sure enough, you check one of your social media accounts that I posted yesterday, and all of a sudden, you know, leads are flowing in. And that is why you want to do that inbound prospecting. I mean, you know, we preach that. But you got to have it on schedule. Our book here, we actually started at 4 a.m. I know that might sound crazy for some of you guys, but we have the time clock. We call it the money clock. The earlier that you're able to get up and get working and be productive, one, you avoid all of those distractions that happen around 8, 9 o'clock. You can get so much done, like, you know, getting your social media scheduled or getting it posted. You can do so much of that in those 4, 5, 6 o'clock hours. And those are really the money hours. So, you know, productive stuff that you can get off your schedule. Like Bobby was saying, then you're having fun, you're having a good day, you've crushed it. You know, you already had your workout done. And then you can get off onto the stuff when you start getting those leads following back up. Then you can start following up with them and working throughout your day. One of the things I always put, obviously, is any time that you guys get 30 minutes in your schedule or, 45 minutes in that schedule where you don't have something scheduled, jump back into your follow-up, you guys. Try to get 2 or 3 more contacts. Try to reach out to a few people. Like Bobby was saying, like, comment, subscribe, talk to people, you guys. Don't be that secret agent. And you really helps when you have a journal or something that you're following along with. So I think I'm going to kind of preach what everyone else said is, if you want the book, it's on Amazon. I think I'll post a link here in a second. But really be consistent. It doesn't matter what prospecting you're doing, as long as you're being consistent with it. That's the golden nugget, I think, is that's it. That's what you got to do. So yeah, man, Pete, I'll throw it back to you, buddy, but that's what I got for you.
Awesome stuff. I love the money power hour and all that stuff, and get it rolling. And keep in mind too, your energy, your highest energy is in the morning, right? So they always say, get the toughest things done in the morning because you're at your peak energy. And as the day goes on, you fade a little bit. So I think that's super, super important. So that book is available on Amazon. How much does it cost, Cam? Or do people on the mastermind get a special price from
it's
Cam
yeah,
Smith?
it's $15. It's $15 on Amazon right now. That's just like the printing price and shipping price, all that from Amazon. So $15 there. Man, I would say if you guys want to try it, if you're not using a planner or you're not doing it digitally, because a lot of us do it digitally now with our CRMs and all that stuff. But I'll tell you, there's something about having you're having it in place. And we try to make this more, or I made it more to include, like I said, the workout hours, the things that you're doing, part of life too. It's kind of a life journal, because a lot of people need that, man. And I've found that the agents that have used it, they love it. So
Hey, can you drop that in the chat where they have to go and what the name of it is? Is it under your name as Daily Planner, or what is it?
I'll get it. I'll get the link posted. I don't know how the best way to search for it, but I'll post the link and then you can order it directly from Amazon.
Ooh, I love it. Look at Cam Smith. Look at world-class author, all types of things happening on the road. All right, let's go over to Matt Battiata. He looks like Mr. Clean, you guys, but he cleans up in the housing department. Matt, let us know what productive activities people have to do right now to really get things going in the dog days of summer to get their business and their production to the next level.
Well, I want to just mention, I know David Lawson is not on the call for whatever reason. I think he couldn't get on or something, but he did a really great presentation at the Del Mar office last week. And it was how I take 100 listings a year, which is incredible if you've ever seen it, him put that on that presentation. But he reminded me of something, and that is, how do you take 100 listings a year? Well, you got to take 2 a week, right?
Right.
And I used to always have I used to always be like, I got to get either 2 buyer deals, 2 buyers under contract, or 2 listings a week. And it's a great way to do your schedule because you just work backwards, right? So, if you want to take 100 listings a year, the way you do it is you do 2 a week, right? And so, especially the way the market is changing, there are, Pete knows this, and anybody, and Bobby knows this. There was quite a while we really had no expireds in San Diego, right? Well, now we have expireds again, and there's a bunch of them, as a matter of fact. And so one thing that I like to do literally every day is, somebody said, don't work harder, work smarter. What are the ways that we, as far as marketing and lead generation, what are things that we can do to generate leads, right? So I like to take a good hour a day. Sometimes I do it while I'm exercising, but just to kind of scheme and strategize on how I can be generating leads, right? Whether they're buyer leads or seller leads. And so I agree with what everybody said. I love working out in the morning. I love time blocking on your schedule. But one of the things that I like to time block out is just planning. And it's usually planning marketing or lead gen, right? What are things that I can do to generate more leads and keep my business going? Because at the end of the day, we're all in the lead generation business. The other thing that I like to time block, and I have it on my schedule every day, for those of us on the call that are with EXP, which I think is most of us, is agent attraction. Guys, if you're not doing agent attraction, you're missing the boat. And I'll tell you, the first Cabo mastermind that I went to, which was probably 3 years ago, I sat down with my old buddy, Brent Gove. And at that point, I really wasn't doing any agent attraction. And he said, boy, you gotta, you're wasting you gotta get out there and do agent attraction. I said, Brent, I took, that was a Monday. I said, I took 5 listings over the weekend. I mean, I'm busy selling real estate. He goes, yeah, but you're only going to get paid once on those listings. Agent attraction, you get paid for the rest of your life and even, generational wealth. So I think it's really important that everybody put agent attraction. Guys, everybody is struggling. The market's changing. This is when agents move, right? So there's tons of agents out there that are with every company you've ever heard of, and a lot you haven't, that are out doing business, that are looking for a better opportunity. And so I think everybody should have agent attraction on their schedule, whether it's every day or once a week or whatever. But I think it's critically important because if it's outside of our comfort zone for sure. We're used to going after buyers and sellers. We're not used to, it's a new muscle, but it's so much easier. It's so much easier than calling expireds. It's so much easier than calling for sale by owners. It's so much easier than prospecting. Once you get into the rhythm of doing agent attraction, it's actually enjoyable because you're just calling up your friends or even people that you don't know, but other agents in the business. And so I think that's a really, really important point that everybody, if your time blocking is great, having a schedule is great, but you should put agent attraction on your schedule and just do it like everything else that you do on your schedule. So I think that's important.
I love that. I love that because that's super, super, super important. And if you want to time block that, you have to time block it and do it consistently. Anything that you do, whether it's taking FSBOs, expireds, door knocking, holding open houses, you have to have it time blocked and you have to do it consistently. You can't just do it once and expect the world to change. You have to do it over and over and over. The secret of this is in the repetition, in the consistency, in the commitment. The commitment is the key right now in this market. The commitment to show up, the commitment to look at what's going to help your production to do it. I'm putting in the chat right now, anybody who wants to get into agent attraction, I'm one of the coaches on, by far, one of the best things I've ever done in my real estate career for attraction. It's an invite only. I'm going to invite all you guys because you're on here today. If you want to build your organization and do agent attraction the easy and most streamlined way, this is it. It's called attractboss.com, and just put me in as your reference. And it's an invite only. You cannot just join. And I'm telling you, this will change your life. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Attractboss.com. Put me in as your invite, Pete Middleton, and we'll get you part of that community. And I'm telling you, it will pay off huge, 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 huge. So I just put it in the chat. I wanted just to chime in real fast, you guys. I wanted to give you a tip that I can't take credit for it. It was given to me a long time ago. And a lot of the top luxury agents I know do this exercise each and every day. It's a very simple exercise. Keep a little notepad in your car. And the reason being, because even if you're working from Zoom at home, at some point you're going to be in your car. Most people are going to a destination early in the morning. It might be the gym like Bobby, or going to see his hairstylist or something, right? Mitch and Matt don't have to see the hairstylist, but it could be, Cam out and about walking on the beach or doing something like that, or Lurchy's out there, hitting the range early and in deep thoughts like Jack Handy on the beach walking around. But here's the deal. You have to write down the 3 things that you need to accomplish before 9 a.m. in the morning. And if you accomplish those things, it sets your mind into a protocol that you're getting things accomplished and you're getting things done. And that's the foundational base for the rest of the day. This was taught to me. So every night, if you do this every day religiously, it will affect your trajectory in this business. Write down in this notepad in your car every night before you get out of your car. I don't care if you're ending your day at 4 or you're ending your day at 7. Write down the 3 things you need to accomplish the next day before 9 a.m. And if you don't accomplish them, then it carries over to the next day and you got to add to that. If you accomplish all 3, check them off, turn the page, start with another 3 for the next day, and just keep doing that. And I'm telling you, after a year, you'll be conditioned that you're getting a bunch of things done and it's helping your business. Because right now in August, a lot of people are feeling the heat, no pun intended, but they're saying, hey, people are dropping out, they're getting nervous, they're not going through. And it's very disheartening when you're in real estate to keep that momentum and keep upbeat and stay positive. This is a normal market, you guys. We're back to the normality of the market and what's happening in real estate. So we have to all go back to work. We have to go back to the basics. We have to be consistent. We have to be committed. And when you put that out into the universe and you put that intention, you manifest that on little small steps, it's going to get you to where you want to go on your journey. So that's the big thing I wanted to share with you. It's not monumental, it's incremental. And those are the things that you have to do. Let's go to Mitch. Mitch is the godfather of lead generation. Mitch, what do you do to really help with getting your day straight and being productive and so forth? So when it comes down to doing daily production activities to generate consistent real estate business, what are you doing?
Well, after I do my hair, because it does take a little while. So I got a few things to talk about here, and some of it's been touched on. But I'm just going to run through my list and try to be slow, talk as slow as my boss tonight will let me do. First of all, everything I do was already determined the day before. So I don't wait till the morning to come up with what I'm doing the next day. I've already got in fact, my weeks these days are planned by the week, not by the day anymore. So I already know when I wake up in the morning, first thing what I got to do. Most of this is a mindset issue. And I think mindset becomes really strong when you have a strong routine. And I have the same routine, and I'll tell you, it's the same routine every day. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. By the way, not because I want to, just I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I hang out with my dog for about an hour and just watch one of my TV shows I have recorded, just totally mindless, useless information. Hang out with my dog and bond with my dog and take her for a walk, come in, take my shower, which is a shower and then a cold shower, which I think is really important to help invigorate you and get you rolling. I get in my car. I have a 30-minute drive to my office. I listen to comedy for 30 minutes, laugh my ass off. I am that moron you drive next to, go, because I'm laughing nonstop. I get to my office and I play my guitar for 30 minutes. That's my meditation. Meditation is super important in your day to actually really build a solid business. For me, I can't sit there and go hum, because all I do is think about all the crap I got to do. So guitar is my mind thing that gets me away from thinking anything else. And then I write for 15 minutes because I'm working on a new book. And then my day starts at 9 o'clock. So that's the precursor to my day every single day. I do it every single day. There's no option to go any other way. The big thing I want to ask you as you're sitting there, are you running a business or do you have a job or a hobby? And what I find is 99.99% of realtors run a reactive business, which means they don't run a business at all. They run a hobby, or maybe they build a really bad job for themselves. Because if you're doing this business at a high level, it's a miserable business unless you're running a business. And most people don't. So what's the most important thing of a business? First of all, business plan. How many of you actually put together a business plan on how you're going to grow your business? And I'm going to guarantee you that almost nobody on this call has done that, including some of us as leaders. I mean, I did, because that's all I've ever done in my life is build business plans. So next thing is time blocking. And I know several people have said that on here, but there's a reason why all of us are really successful in real estate. Is because we implemented these concepts. We did these concepts for real. And time blocking, if you're not time blocking, you're a mess, right? And it's so important to, I think Peter, Bobby said this, you cannot be distracted from the moment. So when I have a 9 to 10 o'clock block of whatever I'm doing during that night, my phone is upside down, right? I have my ringers off, my email is closed, and I am working on my project, whatever that project may be. 10 to 11, same thing. And I end right on time, and I don't let it spill over. Now, does that mean that I don't get thrown off sometimes because of something I have to deal with? Of course. But the big thing is going right back to it as soon as you do that. So obviously prospecting is the most important job you have, which again, most realtors don't do. And by the way, I don't say that to make fun of realtors or give realtors crap. I do it because it's just fact. Most realtors don't spend a minute of their day prospecting. They're reactive realtors. So you should be working your database every day. You should be calling your hot leads. You should be talking to your sphere, your connectors, especially, and at least talking to 5 people every single day. I think it should be more, but a minimum of 5 people every day. You should be building you. So again, self-help, I think, is really important, because the more you self-help yourself, like I'm a huge Tony Robbins fan. He's really guided me in a lot of my business principles that I do, and a lot of my family issues. My relationship with my wife is so much better because of stuff I learned from Tony Robbins. Attending events, if you're with the EXP, you're at EXPCon showing up, you need to go to that. The more you experience other people, and by the way, everybody that I know goes to events, they end up with new referral partners, which pay for those events every single time. Always be out of your house. I talked to an agent recently. It was a great conversation. It's recently, meaning in the last 12 months, because recent is different when you're old. And I said to her, she goes, 4 months, I haven't had any sales. Just moved here. She's been with the EXP for a year. Moved here from a different area, but 4 months locally. I go, well, what are you doing? She goes, well, I'm doing social media all day long. I go, how's that working? She goes, well, I haven't had a sale yet. I'm like, no shit. So I said, you need to be out. So here's what I want you to do. This is a great story, by the way. I made her go to a local coffee shop that always has a line. It's a really busy place. And I go, I want you to talk to the person in front of you. And I want you to say, hey, how's your day going? You guys have heard me say this before. And she goes, and I go, and he's going to say back to you, how's your day going? You say, oh, I'm in real estate. It's crazy right now. So anyway, I got a call from her 2 hours later. She got a listing by doing that, because she got out of the house. Don't stay in the house. Get out of the house. You should be meeting at least one new person to add to your database every single day. Every single day. And really that's it. I mean, there's a lot more stuff. I'm going to do a class shortly in the tribe. I did this class Monday for the first time. I'm doing it tomorrow for Elizabeth Riley's group on how to run a business. And because I think, my goal in life, if I have any goal in life, it's not money anymore, because honestly, I'm financially free right now, which is amazing. But my goal in life is to change the 86% failure rate down to 50%. And I think there's a way to do that. I'm still working on it. That's why I'm writing my new book, The Psychology of a Realtor. And I created this business class because I think from the day one, most realtors fail in setting and running a business. And they're really good at creating a job that's miserable. So there you go. That's my stuff.
That's good
Love it.
stuff.
That's great stuff. I like the whole, are you running a business, or are you in a hobby, or just going through the motions? Because I think a lot of people think they're running a business when they're really in hobby or part-time. I'm going to do a couple other things and just wing it type mode, and they're not going to get the results that they want, and they get disheartened. So I think you have to have that heart-to-heart talk and say, how committed are you, right? You have to be committed. The thing I love too, Mitch, is that you have mastered your mornings. You know your mornings, right? And you know what you're doing. You know what your schedule is, and it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable, not with other people. It's non-negotiable with Mitch Ribak. That's who it's non-negotiable with. And that's how people have to start looking at this. There has to be non-negotiables. There's a very powerful word in the English language. It's called no. No, N-O. No, I'm not going to stay in bed. No, I'm not going to pull the sheets above my head. No, I'm not going to hit the snooze button. No, I'm not going to do that. It's non-negotiable. It's a negotiation that people have between them, their brain and their destiny. And you have to decide, what is my destiny, and do I want to live the greatest life possible by having non-negotiables, or am I going to just keep going through the motions and expect some miraculous result? If that's the case, play Mega Millions. Maybe you'll win. I think it's 1 in 391 million to win.
Billion, yeah.
You never know.
But it's over $1 billion now. Let's go for it.
I know that. Trust me, I'll still buy my tickets, because growing up in Massachusetts, we get the fever, we call
That's
it. Right?
right. The fever, yeah, exactly.
The fever. And that's the situation. But listen, you guys, I respect Mitch so much. Not only is he a great friend of mine, but he's playing in the Red Sox fantasy camp game at the end of August. How cool is that?
Fenway Park. Here I come.
Fenway Park.
Very
He's
excited.
in Fenway Park, my Graceland, where I want to be and I want to see it. He didn't invite me. It's okay. I'm not taking it personally, but here's the deal. He's going to be on hallowed ground because he made that intent. You know, he attracted that. He's the one that manifested that and went out and did it by structuring it and scheduling it and saying, I'm going to be there on this date and do this to really make my dreams come true. And that's awesome. It's honorable. I love
I'm
that.
very excited. I'm very excited.
Pete-
And I do want to throw one thing. And I know, Kim, you want to say something, but it's okay if this is just a hobby for you. It's okay. And, you know, I don't want to, you know, I mean, you know, Pete, everybody on this call, obviously, we're all about being highly successful at a very high, you know, high level. We all are. But if you just want to sell 2 homes a year and 5 homes a year, and that's okay. But if you really want to be a business person, if you really want, and I've run 23 companies, so I have a little knowledge in running a business. If you really want to be successful, you have to run this as a business. And by the way, I know people that are highly successful production wise, but then they're not successful in their life. So that's why being proactive is so important. I know so many people. I got one of my agents who I adore, $30 million a year in sales locally, which is a lot of transactions, has 0 life. And so part of being proactive is about not just selling a lot more homes, but becoming very efficient in how you do that. Again, so I'm going to run this class because it's a really cool class I put together. I'm going to run that probably the next couple of weeks. I'll run it before I go to Boston.
Yeah, let's do that and make sure that we record it so we can share it with our whole community, because I think it's a great class and benefits everyone. You know, you guys, you either plan to succeed or you plan to fail every day. And there's certain, you know, I think success leaves markers, right? And the people who are the most successful in professional real estate, because it is a profession. We don't get paid commissions, we get paid professional fees. You have to change your mindset and your vernacular on how you communicate to the masses on what you do, because the way that you communicate is what you absorb and internalize to get ahead. You know, if you only think you're worth a certain amount, I get news for you, that's all you're worth. So really elevate your game and get going. Kim, you wanted to add something. And look, I want to instruct everyone, if you have any questions for any of the panelists, put it in the chat and I'll read it out, because we're going to we have around 16 minutes left. We want to answer your questions so it will benefit you and your business. So ask any question you want. There's no wrong question. The only wrong question is the one you don't ask. Go ahead, Cam.
Mitch, you are spot on, man. And you were totally right, where you have to have your goals planned out. And they can be anything. They can be big goals, they can be little goals, whatever it might be. You have to have those planned out. We have like a business tracker, right? That's a goal tracker in the book too. But once you have your goals mapped out, what you're trying to do for that year, you can break it down where you're down to monthly, down to weekly, down to daily. And then like Pete, you were saying, it's a lot easier to get motivated, to jump out of bed, that you don't want to pull the sheets over your head when you have your goals broken down, that I only need to do 20 calls a day, or I need to touch 20 people. Like Mitch said, you only need to have a few, you know, a few contacts every single day, but being consistent, you're able to be consistent when you plan to succeed. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Matt, though, what I wanted to bring up earlier, and this was so important, we kind of glossed over this, is with agent attraction. It's so important to remember that is what allows you guys the freedom to go do the things you want to do. Is when you have that team put in place, that you set up time, that's just like, you know, that's prospecting for the future, right? So it's so important to do that. That allows you to take those vacations. That allows you to have the family time, to see the kids, because you have a buyer's agent that can go do your showings or whatever it might be. Doing those things in your business, like Mitch was saying, setting up the business properly is just key to running this, not getting burnt out, and enjoying life as a successful realtor. Because as you get busier and busier, you just get burnt out. So you have to have these things put in place. Having your goals planned in, a year in advance is real important to us. That's what I wanted to say.
No, I think that's great input. Burnout in real estate is real. You guys, it happens to everyone. I mean, everybody I know in real estate at one point has felt that burnout because it's such an intense profession. But to not have that burnout, you have to have a work-life balance. And it's tough in this business because it's very demanding, it's very grinding. And you're seeing and you're experiencing a lot of agents right now in this market failing this. They just, agents are great deniers of responsibility, of commitment, of balance, of scheduling, all those types of things. They deny where they fit into the whole picture, right? And you got to run it like a business. I love what everybody had to say today. I mean, everybody's on fire. Let's go to some questions.
Pete, can I add
Go ahead,
something?
Lurchy.
I want to add some, like Mitch said, go to the coffee shop. On the list of the things to do that I put up as points, one of the point things is B2B, business to business. One of the things that I've been focusing on, how I'm growing my own QR, my own reviews. Everybody I see, I'm carrying it with me, and I'm asking people to do a review right off the back of my phone while I'm standing there with them. I now am going in the stores and businesses I frequent, not just the coffee shop, every one of them, and I'm posting reviews for them. And I'm doing, my goal is to do at least 2 or 3 a week. I had 2 people that I made posts for last week call me and said, you did such a beautiful review. I didn't know you could write that well. Well, sorry, it was good, but I also had a critique by Fona, who's also on this, who's my VA. But the key is you're helping make other people's lives great. Guess what? 2 of the people I did reviews for called me yesterday with reviews. One for a $2 million property and one for a $600,000 property, all because I went onto their business and did a nice thing for them doing a review, which then also tags to my Google page. So I'm just saying, while you're helping others and you're helping yourself, you never know what's going to happen. As Mitch said, get out on the street. Don't sit in your office. Just want to tag that.
I love that. I'm putting in more information about the Track Boss in there, you guys. I'm telling you, it's one of the most powerful things I've ever experienced in my life when it comes to building your organization, your revenue share. If you want to find financial freedom and create passive income and really want to get better at the skill level, the tools, the accountability, and the objection handling and everything from agents who are going to hit you with things that are looking to make moves. I mean, you have to have the right scripts and understanding on how to hit. And that's what we do. It's a personalized coaching call that we do with all the exclusive members every Monday from 10:30 to 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. And then there's live calls that you can sit in on every single day from 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So I'm only saying this to you guys because I care about you. You're on here, and a lot of people do want to build their organizations. They don't know where to start. They feel overwhelmed on trying to create rev share. And it's one of the best things I've ever seen. The coaches that are involved are all top notch, and they all come from a place of their heart to help others benefit and get ahead with their organizations and their revenue share building within the EXP model. So if it's something you're interested in, like I said, it's an invite only. Put my name down, say Pete was my reference, and they're going to reach out to me and say so-and-so is trying to get in, and I will I'll vouch for you to get in there, but you have to commit to it, and they hold you accountable, and it's well worth what they charge and what you get out of it, just so you know.
Good stuff, man.
Hey-
I'm so excited to be here. Go
Hey,
ahead, Matt.
let me ask one thing, guys. I don't know where I heard this from way back when, but whenever I coach agents, I always use this line because it's so powerful. Everything works and nothing doesn't, which means no matter what you're going to do to grow your business, just get out there. I think, especially when the market slows down, people tend to get stalled, right? And and we're all victims of this, but you start to think, oh, interest rates are high and the market is slow and no one's buying. And you talk yourself into you talk yourself into like stagnation of doing nothing. And guess what? If you do nothing, nothing is going to ever happen to you, right? You just got to get out of your own way. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's doing direct mail or knocking on doors or calling expireds or going to the coffee shop, you've got to get out there and get yourself into action. It's so critical, especially in the summertime, because I think we all get talked into, well, it's the summer, nobody's doing anything, nobody's moving right now. All these things that go through all of our minds. What happens is if you get out there, even just doing an open house, you've got to just get out there and do it. Do anything. You will get results from doing something. If you do nothing, nothing will happen. And so I think it sounds so ridiculously simple, but it's totally true. So I wanted to make that point.
No, that's an awesome point, Matt, because I think people do in these types of markets get paralyzed, right? They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get out in front of it or shift it or have, certain skill levels. And, I was taught early on in my career by this dynamite woman, and her name escapes me. I apologize. This was 30 years ago, but I asked her, she came in and spoke, and she was one of the top agents in Massachusetts. And I said, the rates are at 10.75 right now. And, sales are tough. The market, there was a ton of listings on the market. And I said, when markets are like this and it's slow, what do you do? And she said, I'm so happy you asked me that question. When the market is slow, that's when I'm the busiest. She goes, because what I do is I do all the prep things that I do that I can't do when the market is busy, so that I'm prepared, that when the market shifts, I'm ready to go. I'm not doing, when the market's busy, I don't have times to prepare my presentations or my farming or my just solds or new opportunity postcards or my past client parties or any of those types of things. She said, I work on all that, and I'm actually busier doing that than I am in production real estate when it's a really trying or busy time, right? I hate the word busy. So whenever it's an active time, I should say. So don't feel like, hey, I'm inactive. And we all, our brain plays this trick on all of us, you guys. And I've said this before too, and I'll share this with you and be very transparent. There's been days where I've worked on a number of things and I feel like I accomplished nothing. But like I said, it's incremental, not monumental. Incremental steps will get you to monumental results. Just remember that. Incremental steps will get you to monumental results. You have to do it consistently. You have to show up. You have to take action. You have to get out of bed. That's taking action. You have to get in the shower. That's taking action. You have to dress in the role and the character. That's taking action. I mean, if you go to Bobby's office, today's probably the only time I've seen him like this, but if you go to Bobby's office, he is in a suit probably 5 days a week because he's in character and he takes action and he puts out his intent on what he wants to accomplish. Of course, he got off the Zoom right when I said that because he's in a t-shirt. He probably thought I was coming after him. But that's the big thing. Play the role, play the part, go put yourself in winning positions. I don't care if it's a coffee shop and you go to skinit.com, skinit.com, and you create something for the back of your computer or your iPad case or whatever, or your phone. All of them should be the same type of branding and marketing, and they should all say the same type of tagline. Ask me about luxury real estate, or ask me how real estate is going. Something that invites somebody to come up to you and ask you a question on what's happening. And if they say, hey, Pete, how is real estate going? I always say that's a great question. Depends on what sector of real estate you're talking about. Is it condos? Is it homes? Is it second homes? Is it Airbnbs? Is it investments? Is it commercial? Is it primary homes? What is it? Is it luxury? I would love to give you insight and let them expand. Ask them questions. For every question somebody asks you, you should ask two back, and then listen really well.
Yeah. The other thing on that, Pete, is really important. So remember I said, someone posted a question about this, that your goal is to get at least one new person to your CRM every day. It's not hard. And one of the things, just to take another twist on what Pete just said, that I learned, which is really good. So my way of approaching customers always, and I've sold dozens of homes at the grocery store. dozens, because I always pick the longest line. But the coffee shop back of the laptop just needs to say, real estate question, ask me. That opens up a whole new can of worms, right? But when you go into a store, like I always went to the longest line so I could spend some time with whoever's in front of me or behind me, which was usually whoever looked like the more fun person to talk to. And I really did just listen, hey, how's your day going today? And they always say, oh, it's going good. And the instant is they're always going to say the exact same thing to you. How's your day going? Oh, I'm in the real estate business. It's crazy. And then I get into a real estate question. And then the conversation goes, because remember, my goal is to add this person to my database now. So, I could get into a whole bunch of stuff, but if you want, I send out a monthly report to all the local consumers about the market and the market update. Would you like me to send it to you? Go, what's your contact info? Pete taught me this trick also. I have not used a business card since that 1 o'clock in the morning bar that you and I talked about, Dre, about joining, right? Because I don't ever hand a business card anymore. I say, I don't have any cards with me. Let me send you my contact info. Now I've got their contact info. Just think smarter. It's better.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And, it's all about connections, and it's all about helping people get what they want, right? That's the big thing. Because if you do that enough, you're going to win. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat. I know somebody did ask Mitch when you're going to teach your business class, and would you teach it on here that we can record it and just we'll give you the hour, or maybe we give you 45 minutes and then all the panelists will ask you questions, or we'll take questions from.
Sure, we could do it that way. We could do it. I could do it next Thursday. Want to do it next Thursday?
Yeah, let's do it. I like that.
Okay. All right, so we'll
I
send
think
it out.
it's super important, because I think right now people have to run their business like a business, and a lot of them are overwhelmed and don't know how to do it. So let's give the best tips we can, so it benefits everyone. I think that's super important.
Okay, yeah, I'll get it down. I'll make sure the marketing goes out saying that.
Yeah, one of the questions here, and I want to acknowledge Sandra for asking this question. Thank you so much. It's a great question. She said, this is such a great session. Thank you. I'm wondering if anyone on the panel has small kids, and if so, how do they time block their mornings, balance family business? I have small kids. Well, I have small and medium kids, I should say, but it's all about waking up earlier, doing what you need to do to master your morning, and then time blocking for the kids, because kids spell love Time. That's the most important thing to them.
Yep.
And I think you just have to time block it in, and then go about your day after 9. And even if you have to sit down with your kids and pre-frame to them that at certain times of the day you have to work so that you can afford ice cream, or you can afford new shoes and things that they can relate to. I think it's really important to be honest with them, be straightforward. Does anybody want to touch upon that? Because I know a bunch of us have kids. Some have grown kids, some have older kids, some have medium kids, some have small kids. Matt, you have how many kids, Matt? Like 18?
I have 9.
Yeah, he has 9 kids basically. He's got 5 kids, but he's had to do that work-life balance for a long time. What tip can you give on that?
Well, obviously all of us, our kids come first, but before I got on this call, I drove my 14-year-old to cheer practice and brought my 16-year-old with us to pick up his car. I mean, I think you make a great point. It's about getting up early, and to get up early, you got to go to bed early. And it all comes down to scheduling your time, because we're all guilty. At least I'm definitely guilty. And I fight it every day, but real estate is a 24/7 business. And so we're all guilty of getting on the cell phone all different hours, and, running around like a chicken with our heads cut off. And that's why scheduling, that's why this is a great topic today. You've got to block your schedule out, and it's just absolutely critical. And that's why, Cam, I love your booklet on Amazon. Did you put a link into that, by the way? I guess we could just look up Daily Planner Real Estate on Amazon probably. But what a really important thing. And I love these calls, guys. I sit here and I take notes like crazy. Every one of these calls, it's so valuable. And just to go back to agent attraction, is there any agent on the planet that would not benefit from being on this? No. you got to look at agent attraction like a gift, because you're changing people's lives. By the fact that I know Mitch and Pete and Cam and Craig and all you guys, it's changed my life. And every time I see Pete, I say, man, you changed my life by turning me on to this business.
I
This
love
company.
it. I mean, it warms my heart every time I hear
It's
that.
very
You
true.
can say it over and over. It means a lot.
So I just want to go back to, these calls are so amazing every week. And none of us we all do it for free and we all benefit from it. And, if you're not doing agent attraction, I mean, the first 2 years I was with EXP, I did 0 agent attraction because I was just selling real estate. And I finally got it through my head that I need to be doing agent attraction. A lot of you guys know Diane, who's amazing. A couple months ago, we brought over a six office company to EXP. It's just a new muscle that you have to get used to using. And the only way you're going to do it is by doing it and getting comfortable with it. Because at first, it's very uncomfortable, right? But once you start doing it, it's the easiest thing in the world. It's way easier than selling real estate, actually. You just have to do it.
And like I said, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to put it out there one more time and end the call on this. Attractboss.com. Put my name down, say, Pete, it's like working a muscle, right? When you go to the gym for the first time, you're not going to walk out of the gym and see the results. You have to do it over and over and over in a very repetitive type way. But also you need a community that reinforces that behavior. You need to be around like-minded people who are all working for the same type of goal to get a work-life balance and to really take their life to the next level, to live the dream life they want to have. I talked to Bobby a lot about this. I've talked to Matt and Diane about this, and I learned from Mitch on this, and we all learn together. We all get there together, but it's tough to do it by yourself. It's very, very hard at times. And when you have a community and you have 8 different coaches giving you different approaches, you may align with one more than the other. And it's just consistent working it out and being there and doing it and scheduling it in. They're not requiring you to be there every single day. They want you on the calls on Monday, and they want you to look at the recordings, and you'll see everything in there. I mean, it's by far the greatest thing I've ever done. I went into it with the mindset that I was starting over. I have over 1,400 people in my organization. I'm starting at 0. If I was a brand new agent, I started at 0. What can these other people teach me? How can I get better at agent attraction and creating another passive income stream so I can live my life the way I want, and my kids and my family are taken care of? That's the most important thing. So listen, great topic today. Thank you for everybody being on. Everybody on this call, invite somebody next week, so Mitch can share how to run a business like a business. All right. I think it's really important. Cam, great stuff. Cam put his Amazon thing in there. Everybody get in there. Next generation, buy that thing that'll guide you along, right? The Daily Journal. Bobby is going to get on Amazon. He's going to order it with his hair cream, so he'll get that. And Lurchy and everybody else, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll rip it up. I'll be at Inman Luxury this week. That's where I'm at. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for being on.
Love you guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Guys.